This is Karen.
Welcome, everybody. I am Shane.
Today, we're looking at part 1 of Save the Whales to Save the World. And the vocabulary words are atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
The rocket shot through Earth's atmosphere and into outer space.
Cool. Economist.
Economist.
Donald is an economist at Rice University and also a popular author.
Financial.
Financial.
Shane often asks Kathy for financial advice.
Who's Kathy?
I know, ask me.
Oh.
Just joking.
Estimate.
Estimate.
Experts estimate the cost of the museum repairs to be around $10 million.
Oh my goodness.
Lots of money.
Factor.
Factor.
If we factor in the additional expenses, this apartment won't fit our budget.
Bummer.
So we're trying to save the whales today.
Yes.
But save the whales to save the world? I don't really understand what that means.
Okay, well, we want to save the whales probably for many reasons. One reason, they're just really intelligent animals that have been being killed, overkilled for way too long. We shouldn't kill any of them.
Exactly.
Really. But our planet has a problem with CO2, right?
Carbon dioxide.
Right. So carbon dioxide, they're really good collectors of carbon dioxide. So of course, if there are less whales, then we're going to have more carbon dioxide up in our atmosphere, and that's going to cause global warming. So actually, when they eat, and after they eat, of course, they have to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Well, that stuff comes up and actually feeds the phytoplankton. And phytoplankton is a kind of plant.
Okay.
And just like plants or trees, they collect CO2.
Okay, so they takes it away from the earth.
Then change it into oxygen.
Okay, so that's good for our earth.
Yes.
Right? And also when the big whales, when they eat animals, they also collect carbon dioxide in their body. And then eventually when they get old and die, their bodies will go down to the bottom of the ocean and it will stay there. Carbon dioxide will stay there in their body. So it doesn't really harm our earth.
Yeah, and they estimate that just saving one whale could have the value of about $2 million US.
Wow.
Because of course, you know, sightseeing and wanting to see the whales. And it's just a lot cheaper, more cost effective than planting trees.
So I guess a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah, so let's find out more.
And save the whales. Enjoy.
Save the whales to save the world. Climate change is threatening our future as more and more greenhouse gases, like CO2, are collecting in the atmosphere and heating up the planet. To fight the problem, both scientists and economists have suggested a whale of a solution. It turns out that whales, animals we've hunted to near extinction, are excellent at capturing carbon.
Today's lesson is called Save the Whales to Save the World. Part 1. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And as far as deals go, this is a very good deal. We can save the whales, that's a good thing, and at the same time, save the world. That's a good thing too.
They call that a win-win.
It's a win-win situation. I definitely like this. Now, you might be asking, how can large marine mammals, big animals that live in the ocean like whales, how can they help the planet and help the environment? We're not planting more trees or using less plastic here. We're saving whales. I like whales. They're great. I'm a big fan, but how does that help the environment?
There you go. That's a very good question. Saving the whales, that's the right thing to do, but when we save the whales, how are we also saving the Earth? Let's go ahead and answer that question right now. Climate change, everyone, is threatening our future as more and more greenhouse gases like CO2, carbon dioxide, are collecting in the atmosphere and heating up the planet. And this is where the whales come in, I hope. Are they going to help us remove some of these greenhouse gases from the atmosphere?
I can't understand how, but that seems to be the idea. Well, let's talk about this word atmosphere, because when we talk about global warming, climate change, greenhouse gases, this is all about the atmosphere, which is that big sort of bubble of gas around the Earth. When you breathe, you're getting the benefits of the oxygen in our atmosphere. Most of the atmosphere, I believe, is nitrogen with oxygen. And of course, oxygen gives us life. But the atmosphere goes up many, many miles up into space. It gets thicker as you come down to the ground. And the atmosphere is where we get wind and weather and clouds. It's where airplanes fly up in the sky. That is the atmosphere. That sort of bubble of gas around the Earth that protects us and keeps us safe and gives life on our planet. For example, the rocket shot through Earth's atmosphere and into outer space. Yeah, astronauts spend some time going through the atmosphere, don't they?
Yeah, but when they're in space, they're
no atmosphere.
Outside of the atmosphere.
Definitely.
There. Anyways, to fight the problem associated with global warming and greenhouse gases, to fight the problem, both scientists and economists have suggested a whale of a solution. Whales, I imagine, but here, this is a joke, a whale of a solution. If you have a whale of something, you're saying that you've got a big, great thing. A whale of a solution is a big, great solution.
Usually we say a whale of a problem.
You could say a whale of a problem as well.
Yeah.
That's a big problem, is what you're saying. Anyways, economists apparently have suggested this alongside scientists. But right now, let's talk about what an economist is. An economist is a person who studies economies or who is an expert on economies. That's what we're talking about here. For example, Donald is an economist at Rice University and also a popular author. So he knows a lot about economies and likes to write about them as well. Anyways, let's talk about this whale of a solution. It turns out that whales, animals we've hunted to near extinction, are excellent at capturing carbon.
Really?
They're excellent at capturing carbon.
Interesting. I can't
like
imagine.
Carbon dioxide.
I can't imagine how, but that will definitely lead to a solution for global warming, so it's a good thing. Let's take a break and we'll find out how these whales are capturing carbon.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 Save the whales to save the world。护鲸救地球。老师们在开场的时候提到，拯救鲸鱼的同时又能拯救地球，这是双赢的局面。那老师用到 win-win， 就是 win 连字号在一个 win， 这可以用来形容双赢的，双方都获利的。我们说 a win-win situation 就表示双赢的局面。好，那我们知道鲸鱼是大型的海洋哺乳动物，我们就顺便学一下 marine。M-A-R-I-N-E marine 是形容海洋的，那么 mammal 则是指哺乳动物 M-A-M-M-A-L mammal。好，课文一开始提到说，越来越多的温室气体，像是二氧化碳，正聚集在大气中，让地球升温，导致气候变迁，让我们的未来受到了威胁。那为了对抗这样的问题，科学家和经济学家都建议了许多这种解决方法，结果发现，鲸鱼这种被我们猎杀到濒临绝种的动物，竟然是捕碳高手诶，可以帮助我们去除空气中的碳哦。好，先来看两个单字 ，atmosphere， 它常常用来指气氛氛围，不过在课文里面是指大气。Mike 老师提到，空气主要是由氮跟氧组成的，我们就顺便学一下这个 nitrogen。Nitrogen nitrogen 就表示氮或是氮气，那么 oxygen oxygen 表示氧或是氧气。下一个单字 economist 表示经济学家，而补充单字 extinction 它表示灭绝，像是物种的灭绝，也可以用来表达消亡不复存在。另外，当我们用 a whale of 加上名词，表示很多的什么、很大的什么、很重要的什么，或是很好的什么。像我们文中用到 a whale of a solution， 表示很多解决方法。那么 a whale of a problem 则是指很大的问题。接华课文中。
Save the whales to save the world. Whales remove carbon from the air in two ways. First, they move nutrients from their feeding areas deep in the ocean back to the surface, where they release them in their waste. Those nutrients aid the growth of phytoplankton, which, like other plants, takes CO2 from the air. Second, whales themselves collect CO2 in their bodies when they eat other animals. The total amount of the gas adds up to about 33 tons over a whale's lifetime. When whales die, they take all that carbon with them down to the ocean floor.
Whales, everyone, are really good at capturing carbon. Let's learn how they capture carbon. First, whales remove carbon from the air in two ways. First, they move nutrients from their feeding areas deep in the ocean back to the surface, where they release them in their waste. This is the first part, and apparently these nutrients that we're talking about here help grow something called phytoplankton.
Absolutely.
Phytoplankton.
There you go. Phytoplankton. These nutrients, the nutrients that the whales release after eating, they aid, it says, those nutrients aid the growth of phytoplankton, which, like other plants, takes CO2 from the air.
I like that. I don't know what phytoplankton is, but I like the fact that they remove CO2 from the air. By the way, phytoplankton, they're small plants that grow in the ocean. When I say plants, I don't mean that literally, but they're very close to being plants, but they're very, very small.
That's right. And many big whales, as I think a lot of people know, eat a lot of small things like plankton, krill, phytoplankton, things like that. All right, so that's one way. The phytoplankton do the same thing that normal plants do. They clean the air of CO2, releasing oxygen. All of that is good for the environment. Second, here's the other thing that whales can do to help our environment. Second, whales themselves collect CO2 in their bodies when they eat other animals. Very interesting. So not only does the food that they eat help to clean the environment, but the whales themselves help to clean the environment by collecting CO2. And when you talk about a whale, this is a big animal, and you think about how long a whale lives, it's quite a long time. This can really add up, can't it?
They're like big carbon-soaking sponges.
Yeah.
So save the whales. Anyways, all jokes aside, the total amount of the gas adds up to about 33 tons over a whale's lifetime. And when whales die, they take all that carbon with them down to the ocean floor, and hopefully it stays there. All right, everyone, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
刚刚说到鲸鱼可以帮助我们去除空气中的碳，那有两种方式。首先，鲸鱼它是在深海进食，然后它们会浮到海面上，在海面排便排泄。好，鲸鱼的排泄物当中含有铁啊、氮等等的养分，可以帮助浮游植物生长。那么浮游植物也跟其他植物一样，会从空气中来吸收二氧化碳。好，这边补充一下 ，phytoplankton 就表示浮游植物。刚刚麦克老师提到，鲸鱼会吃一些微小的生物，像是磷虾 krill， 还有浮游生物 plankton 等等。好，那么鲸鱼的第二种补碳方式是，当它们在吃其他动物时，自己的体内会收集二氧化碳。而鲸鱼一生当中所累积的气体总共大约是33公吨，在死亡之后，它们会把所有的碳带到海底。刚刚 Jeff 老师开玩笑说，鲸鱼就像是超大块的吸碳海绵一样。好，老师用到 soak 这个动词 soak，soak 除了指浸泡，它还有吸收的意思。那么 sponge 表示海绵 sponge sponge。这话课文中。
Save the whales to save the world. Saving the whales could also be more cost-effective than planting trees. Financial experts estimate that one whale, factoring in its carbon capture and ecotourism value, would be worth around $2 million over its lifetime. Compare this to the high costs needed to plant and maintain forests for carbon capture, and you'll see why whales might be an effective solution.
Save the whales, everyone. If you save the whales, you'll save planet Earth. Yes, saving the whales is great. And there's more. Saving the whales could also be more cost-effective than planting trees. So there you go. Planting trees is good for the environment. Saving the whales, though, is even better. It's more cost-effective than actually planting a bunch of trees.
It's true. To save the whales, all we have to do is not kill them.
Right.
That's a fairly cheap thing to do. All right. Well, so let's look at some actual dollar numbers here. It says financial experts estimate that one whale, factoring in its carbon capture and ecotourism value, could be worth around $2 million over its lifetime.
It would be worth around
$2 million over its lifetime. It could be worth because it could go up in value, you see. Anyways, there you go. $2 million on each whale. That would be the amount of money it could save us or it could make for the environment. Just one whale. And this comes not from scientists, a sort of pulling dollar numbers out of the air, out of their imagination. No, this is from financial experts. And when it comes to matters of money, you would like to trust a financial expert because this adjective financial means relating to money, relating to banking, relating to business and banks and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in the financial news, that would be different from other types of news because it would be about stocks and Wall Street and dollar values and business and things like that. So financial relates to money, banking, and business in many different ways. For example, Shane often asks Kathy for financial advice. Kathy works in a bank, so Shane goes to her for advice.
She's good with money.
She's great with money.
Anyways, we also have
Better
the
with
verb.
whales, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I had
She's
no
great with
idea.
whales.
Kathy is multi-talented.
She is, yeah.
Anyways, let's take a look at the verb estimate right now. When you estimate, okay, you kind of come to a figure, but it's not an exact figure, okay? You might say, close is good enough for this answer, so I'm going to estimate that the answer is 200. It could be, the actual answer could be 201.49, but you don't need to be so precise. You can estimate. So you come to a figure or you come to a number. You have some evidence, okay? But you don't have to be exact when you estimate. You come up with a figure that's close, but close is good enough. For example, experts estimate the cost of the museum repairs to be around 10 million. Will it be exactly 10 million? No. It'll be around 10 million. I know this because the experts here are estimating.
All right, those are museum experts, probably. We should point out that that guess, that number, that estimate, 10 million is, yes, an estimate, which is the same word as a noun, but pronounced slightly differently. So you estimate something, and that number, that thing, that guess is your estimate, all right? So we also have this word to factor. Now here, a factor could be a noun. A factor is a small part of a bigger thing, something that you need to think about. So to factor something, and we often say to factor in something, is to think of that, to consider that, to have that on your mind when you make your final decision. For example, if you're going to throw a party, you might want to factor in the fact that some people don't eat meat, so you want to have vegetarian snacks. Factor in, think about those people when you're making your plan, because they are an important factor. They're an important part of that plan. So to factor or to factor in something is to think about it, to consider it when you're making a bigger decision. For example, if we factor in the additional expenses, this apartment won't fit our budget. We can pay the rent, but parking and all the other things, if we factor those in, consider those, we have to make another decision. All right, back to the article, and we finish with this. Compare that $2 million for each whale. Compare this to the high costs needed to plant and maintain forests for carbon capture, and you'll see why whales might be an effective solution. Yeah, planting trees and growing more plants is great, but really, if you look at it, all we have to do is leave the whales alone.
Save the whales.
And they'll do a lot more for less money.
Save the whales. Anyways, yes, that's the end of today's lesson. Save the whales. Bye-bye.
Take care.
听完鲸鱼的捕碳方式，接着我们来听一些数据。金融专家估计，一只鲸鱼把碳捕集跟生态旅游价值等等因素把它算在内，一只鲸鱼它一生的价值大约是200万美元。那这跟人们为了碳捕集而去种树维护森林所需要的高昂成本比起来，应该还是选择拯救鲸鱼，这个成本效益会比较高。文中用到 cost effective， 就表示有成本效益的或是划算的。其中的 effective 它是形容有效的或是能够产生预期效果的。那我们最后来看3个单字 ，financial 或是 financial， 它是形容财务的、金融的。estimate 它是当动词表示估计、估算。那么 factor 它当名词是指因素、要素。那在课文里面是当动词来表达，说把什么什么因素包含进去，后面常常会搭配介系词 in。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有4个，第一个是关系副词 where 的用法，第二个是祈使句逗号 and 主词加动词，第三个是 compare A to B， 第四个是 why 引导名词子句的用法。好，我们先来学关系副词 where 的用法。where 当作关系副词引导关系子句的时候呢，可以用来修饰或是补充说明表示地方的先行词。那么 where 就相当于介系词加上 which， 像是 at which、in which 等等。举例来说 ，The park where we had a picnic last weekend， 这时候它的先行词是 the park 公园，然后 where 在这边就相当于 in which。在那个公园里，关系子句 where we had a picnic last weekend 就是用来修饰先行词 the park， 表达说我们上周末在那里野餐。好，那现在我们了解 where 的作用之后，就来学习 where 引导关系子句的限定用法以及非限定用法。好，当先行词是明确的地点时，我们要用非限定用法 ，where 的前面要加逗号。那这个用法当中，关系子句的功能是用来补充说明先行词，例如。Hank spent his entire summer vacation in Pingdong, where his grandparents live. Hank 整个暑假都在屏东度过。逗号后面那句补充说，那是他爷爷奶奶住的地方。好，那么当先行词是不明确的地点时，要用限定用法。那么 where 的前面不加逗号。这个用法当中，关系子句的功能是用来修饰先行词，去限定它的范围。例如 ，This is the town where his grandparents used to live。这是他爷爷奶奶以前住的城镇。有没有看到没有逗号？要紧接着来限定 town 的范围。好，接着来学祈使句。逗号 and 主词加动词，这个句型它可以表达出要怎么样怎么样，那么什么什么就怎么样怎么样的语义。前半部的这个祈使句呢是用来表示条件，那么 and 后面的子句是表达说前面那个条件成立之后所发生的结果。例如 turn left。对你们来说是这边 turn left and you'll see the department store。向左转，你就会看到那间百货公司喽。接着来学 compare A to B。compare A to B 可以表达将 A 和 B 相比，把 A 和 B 拿来做比较。那这时候介系词 to 也可以改成 with。例如 The teacher compared Tom's answers to Peter's to see if one of them had cheated。老师把 Tom 的答案和 Peter 的答案拿来做比较，看看是否其中一个人有作弊。 好，最后来学 why 引导名词子句的用法。Why 以及其他 WH 疑问词，像是 what、who、when、where、how 等等，可以用来引导名词子句，在句中当主词、受词或是主词补语。那么名词子句 why 主词加动词就表示为什么怎么样，什么什么的原因。例如 I don't know why she's upset。我不知道为什么她这么不开心。好，那句子里面的名词子句 why she's upset， 它就是用来当 know 的受词。以上是今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
Hello， 欢迎来到 English in Action。 I am Holly。
I am Shane。 All right， 那今天的主题是什么呢？
你来决定吧。
真的吗？我真的可以来决定吗？好呢，让我想一想。我真的不知道嘞。
你不知道？
对，那你来决定吧。
可是今天的主题就是你来决定吧。
哦
Yeah.
OK， 好。
So let's just go to the 对话。OK。
我真的好笨哦。
Should I hit you in the arm or on the head?
It's up to you.
And it is.
Ow! I think you're gonna really hit me. That hurts. I was kidding. Why do you want to hit me anyway?
I don't know. You asked me, so I hit.
Well, I didn't ask you to hit me. You gave me a choice, so I thought you're kidding.
No. Well, I mean, you said it's up to you.
Whatever.
Okay, so it's up to you. 就是由你来决定。
It's up to you. So
对，就是你把决定抛起来给对方，这样抛上去给你。
好像就是这个问题或者是problem， 就是放在你的前面 ，it's up in front of you， 你就可以来决定。对 ，or you could say it's your call。
哦 ，OK， 这边的 call 不是真的打电话，
对
你不要打电话给谁。所以这边的 call 其实就是来做主的。
对，或者是在一个比赛，就是一个 call， 就是你真的是说就是对还是不对，就是
对
怎么样，就是你来决定。
比如说裁判他会就是裁判就是会说你对还是不对，你有没有犯规？这就是一个
call， 没错。or 很直接 ，you decide。
啊，你决定。
We decide. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You decide. What do you want to say?
Well, I mean, if you want to learn English, I mean, you decide if you want to work hard or not.
It's up to you.
Up to you.
But if you decide you want to learn English,
靠我们就对了。It's up to you.
It's up to you.
It's your call.
It's your call.
You decide.
You decide.